यूनाइटेड और टॉटनहम का क्या होगा ब्रो? यूरोपा लीग फाइनल आ गया कल, क्या वाइब आ रही है ये तो बता दो।
यार वाइब तो अकॉर्डिंग टू द सीजन तो टॉटनहम ने हमें 3 मैच ऑलरेडी हरा दिए हैं, तो वो वाइब तो अच्छी नहीं चल रही है। एंड लुकिंग एट द ट्रेंड इन
इतना
अदर
खौफ,
लीग्स आल्सो,
इतना
नहीं खौफ,
खौफ।
खौफ कुछ नहीं है, रियलिटी अब तो। एंड ट्रेंड आल्सो इन द सीजन इज इन अदर लीग्स, जिन टीम्स ने आज तक बहुत सालों से टाइटल्स नहीं जीते हैं वो जीत रहे हैं। तो बोलोनिया हैज वन, एंड आई थिंक हैरी केन हैज वन अ टाइटल फाइनली,
पैलेस,
and Crystal Palace, of course.
न्यूकासल,
So
या
I hope United break that loop and they win. I mean, of course, I want them to win. I believe they can win because लीग तो एकदम छोड़ रखा है बहुत टाइम से। कुछ मतलब नहीं है लीग में, कोई भाग भी नहीं रहा लीग में, मतलब किसी तरह इज्जत बचा के बस एक आधा गोल से हार के आ जाते हैं। एंड यूरोपा लीग में टोटली डिफरेंट। So I believe we can do it, but it's totally an open game. Tottenham also is a team that plays on the front foot. या तो बहुत गोल मार देते हैं या बहुत ही गोल खा लेते हैं, तो कुछ भी हो सकता है।
यार टॉटनहम भी डिफेंसिवली तो कवर्ड है, उनके वो प्लेयर्स तो वापस आ गए, एंड स्पेशली व्हाट्स द नेम ऑफ दैट डच गाय, वेन नहीं, वेंडरवेन।
वैंडरवैन,
या
वैंडरवैन।
बिग फैन, मतलब आई एम अ बिग फैन ऑफ दैट प्लेयर। लेकिन मैडिसन नहीं है ब्रो। दो और प्लेयर्स इंजर्ड हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि
I
टॉटनहम।
think Kulusevski is also not there.
या कुलुसेव्स्की इज आल्सो नॉट देयर, मैडिसन इज नॉट देयर, एक और उनका इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर आउट है, आई एम गेटिंग।
Bergwall, I think.
या
Bergwall.
बर्गवाल इज आल्सो नॉट देयर, मतलब वो तो इसी सीजन ब्रेक थ्रू किया है, बट ही इज अ डिसेंट, वेरी डिसेंट मिडफील्डर और बॉक्स टू बॉक्स खेलता है। सो तीन मेजर प्लेयर्स ना होना इज अ लॉस। सो टॉटनहम का प्रॉब्लम मेरे पर्सपेक्टिव से तो यही चल रहा है, टॉटनहम का प्रॉब्लम है कि उनके तीन मेन प्लेयर्स नहीं है, यूनाइटेड का प्रॉब्लम है कि उनके कोई इंजर्ड नहीं हो रहे हैं मेन प्लेयर्स।
नहीं नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। लोग यूनाइटेड में मेन प्लेयर शायद लोग ज्यादा ध्यान देते नहीं है। एक्चुअली जितने फॉर्म में हमारे प्लेयर जैसे आते हैं वो इंजर्ड हो जाते हैं। फॉर
यार
एग्जाम्पल जर्सी।
ब्रूनो को छोड़ के कौन अच्छा खेल रहा है?
यार बहुत प्लेयर्स एक्चुअली अच्छा खेलना शुरू कर रहे थे बीच में। जर्सी स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग वेरी वेल, स्टार्टेड गेटिंग गोल्स एंड असिस्ट, इंजर्ड हो गया। इन द डिफेंसिव लाइन लेनी ओरो स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग वेल, इंजर्ड हो गया।
या
देन मैटिस डिलिक्ट, आई नो फ्लोर इज ओपन फॉर डिबेट ऑन हाउ ही प्लेज, बट वो
देयर
भी
इज नो
इंजर्ड हो
डिबेट।
गया व्हेनेवर ही स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग वेल।
या उसका करियर तभी कई साल पहले खत्म हो गया। एनीवे, इतने बड़े बड़े चांसेस किसी को नहीं मिले जितने डिलीट को मिलेंगे एट सच ए यंग एज।
यस।
तो आई होप यू रिमेम्बर लास्ट ईयर जब हमारा बात होता था, यूरो साइन हुआ, एंड व्हाट्स द नेम ऑफ द गाय अभी जो मेंशन, जर्सी साइन किया बोलोनिया से।
जर्सी, लेनी ओरो।
यूरोप पे तो बहुत बड़े बड़े क्लब्स की नजर थी, वो यूनाइटेड आ गया, ही वाज सो हाईली रेटेड। जर्गजी, मैंने देखो पता नहीं, मेरे को याद है कि नहीं, मैंने तेरे को बोला था शायद तुषार से बोल रहा था मैं, ही इज द क्लोजेस्ट टू रॉबर्टो फर्मिनो एज अ प्लेयर।
या आई नो, या
तो
आई
ऐसे नहीं
बिलीव
है,
दैट।
हाँ वो टैलेंट का अंडरस्टैंडिंग है मुझे। इट्स द क्लब आई थिंक, मतलब यार जो क्लब अपने
या
स्टाफ को टिकट्स नहीं दे पा रहा है यूरोपा लीग फाइनल में पहुंचने के, मैनेजर को अपनी जेब से वो टिकट्स खरीदने पड़ रहे हैं, वहां क्या तूफान, मतलब सीरियसली ब्रो, 16 17 यूरोपा लीग फाइनल, and one of these teams is going to get into the Champions League next season. मतलब it's just playing crazy. There's absolutely no logic to it. मतलब अब तो ये
बट
ऑप्शन ही नहीं है कि कोई बेटिस
But
या,
I don't understand that discussion altogether. That's the rule of the tournament, right? Why are
यार
people claiming that 16th and 17th don't deserve to go in?
अग्रीड।
That's the rule.
नहीं
So
नहीं, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दे
everyone,
डोंट डिजर्व इट, और जो
uh,
बातें प्रायोरिटाइज किया है दोनों ने, पिछले 10-10 मैच
of
तो उन्होंने
course,
छोड़ दिए हैं लीग के, कि हमें तो वो
yeah,
मैच जीतना है। वो
uh,
सो एंड आई थिंक वहीं पे है ना, स्पेन में है फाइनल, उन्हीं के स्टेडियम,
Bilbao.
बिल्बाओ, बिल्बाओ में है ना, राइट। तो बेचारे वो सेमीफाइनल में बाहर हो गए, खैर फिर यूनाइटेड नहीं आ पाती तो कोई बात नहीं। इतना बुरा हाल है बिल्बाओ का, ये मुझे नहीं पता था जब वो पहला लेग इतना बुरी तरीके से हारे, और फिर सेकंड लेग में भी थोड़ा सा तो वेव
No,
आई।
in fact, so अब उसकी बात कोई करेगा नहीं क्योंकि यूनाइटेड के पीछे सब पड़े रहते हैं। Bilbao had actually conceded only 10 goals at their home the whole season. And then against United, they conceded 4 in one game. And I'm talking about the second leg, जिसमें रेड कार्ड नहीं मिला था।
हम्म।
So उसमें यूनाइटेड खेल रही है, ऐसा नहीं है। When they want to play, they can, but the only problem is we don't know which United shows up in which match.
यार एक तो सिंपल है, हॉलैंड की जगह मैगवायर को खिलाओ, चेल्सी वाला मैच भी वो जिता ही गया था। वो तो एक आधा इंच, मतलब इट्स नथिंग, इवन लेस देन दैट, है ना,
टो
उससे वो
नील से
ऑफसाइड
ऑफसाइड
हुआ
हो
है।
गया वो।
हाँ,
हाँ।
व्हाट अ फिनिश मैन, मतलब सीरियसली। और गर्नाचो का नाच रहा था जब जेम्स ने घुमा दिया उसको। वो कहाँ घूम रहा था इधर उधर। कमिंग बैक टू द यूरोपा लीग फाइनल, तो ब्रो 100% चांसेस ऑफ विनिंग तो नहीं दे रहे थे यूनाइटेड को। वो तो हो ही
नो
नहीं
नो,
सकता किसी भी मैच से पहले,
बिल्कुल
है ना।
बिल्कुल।
और वो जो स्टैट आने लगा है आजकल प्रीमियर लीग में, उस पर तो मेरा कोई विश्वास नहीं है। विनिंग प्रोबेबिलिटी, व्हाट द फक यार, इट मेक्स नो सेंस इन फुटबॉल, नो सेंस एट ऑल। पर चलो,
Yeah.
डेटा कंपनीज को भी पैसे कमाना। सो क्या परसेंटेज है, कितना फेवरेट टॉटनम है, कितना फेवरेट यूनाइटेड है, बेस्ड ऑन एवरीथिंग दैट यू नो?
I think I have a biased opinion on this, of course. So I think 70-30 to United.
70-30, वाह। एक यार मेरे को
Yeah,
ये,
I truly believe whoever gets the first goal will have a very good chance of winning the game because neither of the teams have come back. I know, of course, United did it against Lyon in the quarterfinals, but beyond that, I have seen no sign where we concede first and then United shows a lot of you know passion and comes back into the game. So, and Tottenham also have good players themselves.
या,
So, if they score first, I think I can totally imagine us losing that game. And if we score first, the same can happen to them.
हम्म। सो बेसिकली यूनाइटेड का क्या गेम प्लान है अब फाइनल में जाते हुए, कैसे
I think
खेलेंगे
he's
ये?
rested. I think they have to play on the front foot because clearly our major defenders are all injured or on the brink of coming back, not fully fit. So I don't think we can go for a defensive approach. On the other hand, all our midfielders and attackers are thankfully injury free, except one or two. So we have to play on that strength and we have to go on the front foot and go towards what Ruben Amorim actually wants to do. He
या,
wants to play in his philosophy, I think.
so there's something he wants to do, but he's not been able to communicate and convince his players to play the way he wants. वो तो नहीं हो पा
I
रहा।
don't think it's about convincing. I don't think it's about convincing. I think it's a lot about quality. And also, he didn't get a preseason to even, have that training sessions with his players to, tell them how to do or how to behave in certain situations, when to drop back, when to go on front foot. So I think this whole, at least for the first few months, has been his preseason uh, since
या,
November, and now that he's actually coming to realize that some people are not good enough, so he's slowly starting to shape up his team. So time लगेगा, of course. कौन आगे एकदम से कर दे रहा है? ठीक है, आर्ने स्लॉट की किस्मत बहुत अच्छी थी, यर्गन
ना
क्लॉप छोड़
ना
के गया
ना
था।
ना 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 ना।
And that too November से ही है. So I think Ruben Amorim can only do so much in this period of time. And if players come through and they actually, it's a mentality issue. I honestly think it's not even a quality issue. United have good individual players also. It's a mentality issue that has been going on for the past so many years. There are at least 6 to 8 players in that team who have sacked two or more managers at Manchester
Who
United.
are blatantly responsible for the sacking of those managers,
Yeah.
and that list
So
includes some great managers.
yeah, of course. From Jose Mourinho to, I mean, there are a couple of players from the Van Gaal era also. So you can,
Yeah.
us offloading players is also a big issue. So that's a separate discussion anyway.
यार इतनी मेजर
तो वो,
सैलरीज पर तो कौन खरीदेगा, वो तो सॉल्व ही नहीं हो पाएगी।
अरे नया नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दे रहे हैं यार। वैन गाल तो 8 साल पहले चला गया। 8 साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थोड़ा ना किसी को दिया था।
Correct, correct, absolutely. So I asked you this question: How United are going to approach this game? What would be the strategy? How they'll play? Because so 3 months ago, I would not have asked you this question because Spurs played a certain way and they forced the opposition to play the same way. It was full throttle, attacking football, end to end, right? आप स्पर्स के साथ खेल रहे हो तो you don't have an option of playing defensive football. You have to just stay on the front foot. वो basketball game बन जाता है almost. But lately, Ange, by the way, someone who promised that I win things in my second season, and he's very close to fulfilling that promise. So 90 minutes away, pretty much. So Ange has become a little more pragmatic, especially in the Europa League. We've seen him sort of moving away from his style, being uh, experimental defensively, also sometimes staying on the back foot. not going full throttle. And to his credit, and I appreciate people who are willing to change if something is not working out. So to his credit, he has found results also going along with it. Premier League to chhod hi dete hain, but at least Europa League final tak they have made that game. So what kind of a game plan are you expecting from Spurs then?
I think Spurs are going to play how they usually play because we played them three times this season, and all the three occasions they played high intensity football, and we could not match them.
Okay.
And our problem, if they play high intensity football and they play that high line where the defenders are at the halfway line, we do not have the players to break that. I think one of our fastest players in the attack is Garnacho or maybe Ahmad, but I don't think both of them will play together. But in these situations, our breakthrough player was usually Rashford because one thing he has is raw pace and he used to just go through and somebody will ping a long ball and he'll be
Yeah.
one on one and suddenly he'll score.
Yeah.
So that was the outlet for us, but that is not going to happen. So I think from Ruben Amorim's perspective, if Tottenham go high intensity football, I think United has to be on their toes. And maybe what I have a feeling is Ange will do that because he knows he's already won that three times doing that. And Amorim will have to be smart and try to control the possession instead of playing through them all the time because we certainly don't have the players to do that. That can play on the half turn and swivel away from a player and quickly put a through ball into the striker or maybe switch the flank. We don't have that quality as of now. So
Yeah.
no point doing that. But I think we can control possession to a certain extent. That's the best we can do. And of course, being patient and not making too many mistakes. Our big problem is we make mistakes so much, and on top of that, we have Onana standing at the back, where I have no real belief in him. If someone comes in for a one-on-one or somebody has a shot, he can totally spill that away. So a
Hmm.
lot of things to be careful about. But yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. But then again, everything depends on the first goal. United scored the first goal, everything changes. Tottenham scored the first goal, everything changes. So
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
goals
factors here.
definitely throw. So let's say somebody scores in the first 5 minutes, entire game plan, all the strategies gone out of the window. वो तो है ही. Goals
Yeah,
change
yeah, of
games,
course, yeah.
and that's definitely the case. Who do you want to start in the final though, Ahmad or Garnacho?
I think Garnacho because I saw Ahmad starting against Chelsea and he doesn't look fit to have that impact over 90 minutes.
So maybe
And
comes from the
I
bench
think
and
he's better off coming from the bench because when I have seen him coming off against Atletico Bilbao in the 60th minute and for the 30 minutes he was running their defense ragged. So I think Garnacho should start because he has that fitness. He's been fit all season, not just a game. I think he should start along with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes should not start as a number eight. That does not go well for us. Ruben Amorim has tried that. Yes, I can see Bruno Fernandes plays in a very controlled way when he's playing behind the number 10s. He's passing on the ground and everything. But then defensively, we are vulnerable because he's not that quick and he's not that strong physically to have that battle in the midfield. I think our best midfield would be Casemiro Ugarte and Bruno with another number 10 like Garnacho and no other option than Hoyland, so I'm not going to comment on that. And I hope Lenny Oro comes back because he's one player who has speed at the back, and if we need someone to recover, Maguire doesn't have that. Delete doesn't necessarily have that. And who else do we have? I don't think we have anyone else with any real speed in the defense. So he's very important. If he's not playing, I think our chances of winning go down by 10-20% straight away.
so something is going to give. There are these myths, right? Which are some of which have to be broken. So Ange wins things in his second season. It will be the coldest line in all of football if that happens on the final. In the final, Spurs have never won a trophy, so that's something that might happen. Casemiro has never lost a European final. Uh, so again, those personalities,
Hmm.
big personalities, winners, they sort of have a different mindset when they're approaching these games, and you never know. it could be infectious. One tackle and the entire
Yeah, yeah,
team builds up on it. Um,
yeah, of course.
if Casemiro was, I mean, if so, I know how he has performed in the league and how United have performed in the league, but I would not be shocked if he puts in one from 35 yards in the final. He has done it before; it can happen again.
Yeah,
And yeah, league may the way he's been playing, he looks like somebody who's approaching 40, but he's just 33. He's not that old, Casemiro. I think he will be a key player as far as I can see. If United are to find a way to win that final, Casemiro will have a great game. But on the other hand, he could take a red card as easily as I mean, scoring one from 35.
yeah, totally.
वो भी हो सकता है डिलीट के साथ भी वो खतरा हमेशा बना रहता है कि वो किसकी छाती पे पैर रख दे so from a Spurs point of view, of course, as a neutral, no, I'm not a neutral, right? I hate United. So, as someone who hates United, of course, I want Spurs and Ange to win their first trophy. Plus, जहाँ सारी दुनिया ने जीत लिया इस साल वहाँ ये भी जी लें अपनी जिंदगी यार कुछ तो फायदा होना चाहिए. So I hope Spurs do not get pragmatic in the final. I hope they play to their strengths. I hope they run United out of the park and they just keep going full throttle with that basketball approach. And I think that'll make for great viewing also. We will. So as a Liverpool fan, I love Spurs. Matlab, if we could play
Of
38 matches
course.
against Spurs, we would we would probably have 38 into 3, whatever that number is, that many points, record breaking, crossing 100 every season. I love their style of football. But again, that gives the other team an opportunity. And if you have, as an opposition, if you have the players, if you are a little mindful about it, if you can break fast, like you said, Rashford nahi hai. There are hardly any players who can really break fast from the center of the pitch. So that's probably not going to work out for United. But someone like Mainu, for example, could be a real asset because he can turn,
Mhm.
he can play that
Yeah,
pass,
he can.
he can run. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, really excited, man. So it's like a battle of what's the word for it? 16th, 17th, not getting relegated. With the current points that United and Spurs have, and with one game to go, the projection, whatever points they're going to get out of that final game, 7 seasons in the Premier League, they would have really gotten relegated. So एक तो ये हुआ
Hmm.
कि कोई pressure ही नहीं रहा relegation zone में because the three teams that came from the championship really struggled all season.
Yeah.
But otherwise, 37, 38 is the number, right? That has always been the number of points that the team has required to stay safe. So they're just there, just about there. एक भी टीम नीचे से अगर थोड़ा पुश करती और 37, 38 पे होती इस टाइम so West Ham, United, everybody would have been dragged back. People who have not heard it, if United win, and this is coming from Ineos and the operations guys. So if United win the Europa League, there would not be a parade of any sort. What they're planning is a barbecue uh, at the training facilities, and I'm sure. I mean, you go and search on Instagram, on social media, you would see so many memes going on about it. So yeah, being miser is one thing, but Ineos has taken it to the next level, man. And he's burning through cash simultaneously. So
Yeah. And I think they're so, you know, dumb in the way that they have presented this notion. They could have easily said that we don't deserve a parade because we're 16th or
yeah,
17th, whatever. That could have been a much better way of saying it. They're saying we're saving money and we're not doing a parade, we're doing a barbecue. What the fuck, bro?
bring your own booze.
Yeah. Embarrassing, man.
ओफो अरे यार किसी ठेके पे ही बैठ जाते कहीं मॉडल शॉप anyway as you can see I am really happy with everything that's going on at United, how they have suffered and suffered and suffered all season. So there is a chance at redemption for both the teams. Of course, there is. This is the chance. It's tomorrow night, right? Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday night.
So within the next what 35, 36
30,
hours,
yeah.
we will have the Europa League winner. We will have one team qualifying for the Champions League, and the other will finish where they finish with empty hands. Ange also, I think, is a very good manager. If he had been the manager of a team like Brighton or Palace, I think he would have done a better job, much better job. But yeah, man, I wish him all the luck. I wish him all the success. I hope he wins tomorrow. and then dances like crazy, and then
Yeah.
just comes out in his press conference and tells people that I told you so. That's it. I want to hear that. Yeah. Anyway, cool man. Good luck to
All
United.
right.
Good luck to Spurs. And I think
Yeah.
wrap up our show. Please do not just watch this reel on Insta if you're watching this right there. Do watch our full video on YouTube. This is for all our viewers. And do follow us, like us, share if you like. Maybe send this to an Arsenal fan just to piss them off.